Hey, listen, Daddy, you're listening to the #1 broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh, Daddy, in Long Island. The best pro wrestling broadcast of all time, I think.
Hey everybody, this is Action Smash Demolition, and you're listening to the Monty and Pharaoh Show.
The #1 wrestling show on Long Island. Unbelievable show. Watch it. Listen. Make sure and listen.
This here's the legendary Warlord, and I'm at Long Island's the best radio there is, the Monty and Pharaoh Show. I like it, you like it, and we'll all like it.
Welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh, seen only here out of Indie Music TV on in Ronkonkoma, Long Island. Whatever.
Yeah. Here.
Just coming off. This is the second part of our two-part special. We just had pro wrestling superstar Mike Knox in studio.
Yep.
He was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, he was.
He was pretty awesome.
Yep.
And now we have unbelievable WWE, WWF, WCCW, is WCW?
WWC.
Thank you. Mr. Savio Vega, we'll get to in a minute.
Yes, sir.
On Thursday, we lost Tom Lister. Wrestling fans know him as Zeus. You have any thoughts on that, Pharaoh?
Yeah. Zeus was much more impactful at the time than he's given credit for, if I can speak on a wrestling level. I thought he was extremely intimidating. I told you earlier that when I remember watching him, I found him to be pretty scary. I thought that he was an interesting opponent for Hogan, although, not a long-term opponent for Hulk Hogan. We know that he was in a certain movie with our favorite Mr. Hogan that you just love to death and probably know every line in, the No Holds
Pretty
Barred.
much, yeah, pretty much.
And he passed away way too young. And it's a terrible thing, He fell to Corona supposedly too, right? So,
which is sad enough on its other end. I want to thank the band who sings the theme song for Monty and the Pharaoh, run by our own Mr. Jimmy Farrell, along with his partner Bart Griggs. The band is Wisteria Hall. Wisteria Hall sings such great song as Riding High, which is our theme song. In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain, and their music can be found on Spotify, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. Monty and the Pharaoh can be seen on YouTube, the Monty and the Pharaoh page, Facebook Live, the Monty and the Pharaoh page, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Twitch TV, the Monty and the Pharaoh page, channel 115, which is cable television, which you will see Mr. Vega in a reduced version.
He's doing it again. It's abbreviated.
115 every Tuesday from 7 to 7:30.
Yeah,
I bet you didn't know you were going to be on TV here locally.
He's not going to be. He's not going to be reduced when he's being shown to millions of households in New York. He's going to be in the abbreviated, condensed version.
This is true.
Reduced.
And for early risers, you can see Mr. Vega again at 6 a.m. to 6:30.
Yeah.
And if you're a late night vampire like you,
like Bela Lugosi,
you could catch it at 2 o'clock in the morning on channel 20.
Yeah.
We're going to be right back after this commercial break with pro wrestling superstar, WWE superstar, Mr. Savio Vega.
We shall return.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump. What? No. I mean, I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP. The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine. Yeah.
Jeff Quest, graphics design, custom vinyl lettering, and all your art and video needs. 516-317-8204. That's for Jeff Quest, graphic design.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty Nefaro, seen only here out of Indie Music TV in Long Island, New York. We want to welcome our honor, Mr. Savio Vega. Thank you, sir, for coming to studio. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here. And,
thank you.
It's a pleasure, and to all the speaking Spanish people, hola, saludos, espero que estén muy bien y estén gozándose esta entrevista que viene a continuación. Muchas bendiciones para ustedes. Tío Savio Vega, siempre a mi manero para calle. Bendiciones.
Love it.
You know what the best part is?
What's that?
My wife, who's Puerto Rican, is going to translate that for me later. You're like, what did he say?
And I'll say, in response, ¿Cómo se llama?
¿Cómo se llama?
There
Mi
you
nombre
go.
es Savio Vega.
There you go,
See?
brother.
Oh, there we go.
Savio,
Sí, señor.
can you weigh in on the passing of Zeus? Did you know Zeus at all?
We went together in a car back in Puerto Rico, but by that time the dressing room was separate. You had the heels and the baby face. Sorry, and he was in the baby face side, so I never had the chance to see him. We keep the kayfabe big time by that time, there. But yeah, we went to the whole weekend. The whole weekend he was there, and also they have the RoboCop costume, when the movie come out and stuff like that. So he was there. He wrestled Abdullah the Butcher in one of the nights.
Ooh.
But I never have the chance to see him because, like I say, two separate dressing rooms.
So with everything going on in the world right now, Corona, what's it like? You right now you're still in Puerto Rico, yeah?
See, always I was. I never left the
beautiful.
home. I never left home.
So what's it like in Puerto Rico with Corona?
It's like everywhere, man. Now the government come with the new law again, starting the 7. The Sundays is gonna be closed. Everything closed. The only thing they probably gonna have is just some supermarkets. The mega stores, if they have supermarket, the only thing that's what they're gonna sell. They cannot sell T-shirts or nothing like that, just food. But more or less, I believe, Sundays is gonna be locked down for everybody. Saturdays, the whole week, everybody have to be at home 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock in the morning. The police are very, very strictly, heavy. They go heavy on fines and stuff like that. But it's something that need to happen, because if the only people that cure this is the own people, us, you. If you not take care of yourself, use the mask, or you're not, do the procedures that you have to do, this is never gonna stop. So please put your stuff there, because we need to cure this, because we, at least by myself, I want the wrestling back in buildings. I want to see the fans there. This is a business that we love, and we like to fill the buildings again back in Puerto Rico and everywhere.
How's the resistance been? Has the public's attitude in Puerto Rico, has it been good?
Yeah, everybody have to wear the mask, and the
People are
do
listening.
it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And you cannot come to a place if you don't have no mask. They have the alcohol. They check the temperature. All the what they order. If you don't want to go inside the mall or whatever with the mask, hey, you cannot come. They call you the police right away, and they're gonna. They're not easy right now.
They're on it.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
It's about 4 or 5 police die.
Really?
And about 10 nurses, doctors, they already passed because this sickness. So it's not a game. We need to stop. We stop this.
Agreed. Recently, we had the joy of getting to see you again on WWE television during the Survivor Series retirement of The Undertaker. Can you share your thoughts about The Undertaker? His career, what he means?
Well, you know what? I saw the story of Undertaker or Mark before he come to be the big character that he is. I met it back in '94. You know, when Yokozuna arrived there, and Bam Bam Bigelow. It was Bam Bam Bigelow, Bader, Rikishi, Yokozuna, and me, and Sam, and one of the Samoans. We were in Japan for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that's when already I hear the Yokozuna, they signed Yokozuna to go to WWF by that time. After that, when Bam Bam Bigelow, Rikishi, then me. You know, I went there because I told one of the guys, what's Bam Bam? I say, tell Scott Hall, when you see it, tell him I say hello, Razor Ramon. And back, when Bam Bam come back for his last tour, he said, here's his number, call him this day, he gonna be at home. And I call him. That's when he said, I talked to the old man, so you bring, to bring you in. And I did my tryouts and, whatever. That's when I met The Undertaker. And we connect right away with the crew of Yokozuna, Fatu, Mr. Fuji, Paul Bearer, Crush, we all together, and that's when we start calling BSK. And we got the Garwins there too. I mean, we have fun. When they call me to be at the Survivor Series, it's possible you come down. They're gonna do the farewell for Undertaker. You like interested in come? I said, yes. For him, man. He said, well, they're gonna probably call the rest of the crew. They don't know yet. I said, all right. So they know they're gonna call, but they don't want to tell us. So finally, we find out that we gonna be together. Man, happy. I didn't even see the Garwins in 20 years. I saw Yokozuna. Rikishi. Because we booked him in Chile, and we went to Chile and stuff like that. But even Papa Chango and Taker. And even Taker, I saw him in Puerto Rico. He come down to wrestle, and I found out that he's gonna be there. I contact him. He wait for me there, and we talk for almost an hour. Then he went to the ring. But man, what a guy! He's a professional. He's a gentleman. He was the leader of the dressing room. Of course, he don't know where he's going with his character. Like we don't know till things happen day by day. He stay focused on the company. They give him the big, super huge opportunity, and he took it. And look. The best entrance ever. I have the chance to wrestle him and to be in that ring. I mean, before wrestle him, I was doing the Kwang, and of course I see the entrance and nice and this and that, and but then be in the ring when the entrance coming in, it's another war. It's another. I got goosebumps. It's total different. I have the chance to wrestle him as Kwang and Savio Vega. And the first time I just went there to wrestle him, I have to put him over, of course, and let's do this and let's do that. But that teach me how to wrestle The Undertaker. So the second time I wrestle him as a Nation of Domination Savio Vega, I was more aggressive to the character, because in the beginning Quan was okay, let's do this and take care of the man, whatever. But in the second one, I said, no, I want to make you work.
Right.
And we have a good 2 matches. But working with him and being attacked with Yokozuna and coming to these buildings and just the heels in the ring waiting for the Undertaker come, and soon you see those lights turned off and that gun, boom, and right away you hear the people. Me as a producer, I was in the ring looking at the people, see the reaction of the people, knowing that it was going to happen later, but I just hear the boom, light, and people would erupt. They just go crazy. And I love to look at the people because that makes me happy, and that's a good day enjoying this. Here the man come, do his routine, and it's totally different from the seats to be in the ring, oh my God. And be happy because it's a friend of yours that you're gonna work with him, and everything's gonna be good. And that's what we did. We entertained ourselves to entertain the people.
I have to ask you while I have you here, because I'm not so sure a lot of people know this, but I came across Stone Cold Steve Austin talking about when he first got to the WWE, he was getting over an injury of sorts, and he had just come fresh from ECW. He raved about his early matches in WWF at the time with you, and that how you actually helped bring him out of his injury and into the stamina that he needed to get back for pro wrestling in general. How does it feel to have had such an important part, even though to me it's quietly, people don't even realize it, but Stone Cold loves you, from what I heard him saying.
I love the man too. I didn't even know that he was injured.
Yeah. He was mentioning that you helped bring him back with the matches you had with him upon his early arrival in the WWF,
When,
brought back his stamina.
I still remember that day. It's like that was like a movie. It's in life. In life, it's some situations that you're gonna remember that not because what happened in the moment. It's like the recording start earlier, and you remember, when you wake up, what you did, then the situation happened, and you remember all that. And this day, we are in San Antonio, Texas. I'm in a cafeteria area. It was already closed, and I was lacing my boots. I saw in the papers, Savio Vega against Steve Austin, tryout. So that's gonna be one of the first matches, So I'm putting my boots, and here come Pat Patterson. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
He said, Savio. He always talked loud. Savio, here's Steve. You gonna work with him? Let me know. He's gonna do his tryout tonight. I said, okay, no problem. Let me know later. So, yes.
His tryout, Steve Austin.
Tryout
I got you.
to come in the company.
Wow.
So I said, all right. So I sit down with Steve, and I said, brother, I don't know you because I don't know him.
Right.
And you don't know me. Maybe he know, but he never said. But I say, my finish is a spinning kick. Let's call it in the ring. He said, okay, just like that. And we went to the ring, and we did what we did. And I come out of that ring, man, happy. I said, what a match. Here come Pat. Savio, tell me. I said, well, you see it? He said, yes. I said, you tell me. He said, wonderful. I said, it was great. He said, put something together. Tomorrow you have the second one. All right. And next day we have a better match. Then from that point on, they hired him right away, and they put him with me.
Right.
And I believe we win. We run United States like 2 times, 3 times. Europe, working together. And I remember he said one time, Savio put me in shape, because I was already have like 2 years in the company. I was doing the Quan. Then I turned to the Savio Vega. And when he arrived, I was already running that 20 by 20 like going to the bathroom,
Yeah.
I got the stamina big time. So I didn't even realize in his stamina. I mean, you follow me, let's go. So he said, my lungs hurt. You chopped the hell out of me. and we work hard. We work hard. We never have a no for each other. When we start knowing each other, every night we add or take something from the match to make it something different. Let's try this, let's try that. One day he say, man, I have in mind, do this finishing move. And
Really?
The stoner.
Oh, wow.
And I say, and I want to try it tonight. You don't mind? I said, let's do it. Why not, man? So the first stoner was on me,
You didn't bounce as far as Scott Hall did at that WrestleMania, did you?
No,
Okay,
because
good.
what's the first one? We don't know how is we gonna
Right,
do it.
right.
But then later, when we got the timing, you see me flying like
Then you're just bouncing like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, I saw one that Rock did, and he would start jumping like a bumblebee.
Well,
there.
no one beats Vince McMahon's when he
Oh
got
my
hit by the
God.
stunner.
He just falls, goes sideways. It was,
Yeah.
he didn't bounce at all.
So and knowing that he gonna come what he become, and me be part of the leader training, because
Oh, yeah.
why I realize this when you do something like I do wrestling. I like to know about everything about wrestling from long time ago to now.
Sure.
If it's possible, educate myself
Sure.
in wrestling. So what I did a little research. I said, why him and me? We have such a good matches, and we just two wrestlers. No, it's because he was working in Louisiana. He worked Louisiana. He worked Texas. He worked, I believe, Tennessee. I don't know, all that area. He never come to Puerto Rico. I never worked in Texas or Tennessee. Yes, in Louisiana. But was just one book. I call it one book of wrestling. Basic wrestling. So he have that, and I have that because in Puerto Rico I work with all these old timers. But by that time I was a kid. Wrestled Afan Sika, Iron Sheik, Abdullah the Butcher.
Cologne.
The Colognes.
Right.
You working with all these guys. So they use the same math, the same book. So when Steve and me work, we are working in that book,
You're in that book.
play by ear.
Speaking of books, have you ever thought about writing a book about
We
your
working
career?
on it.
Good.
Can
we
you
work- we
talk
work
about
it-
it at all?
We working on the book, and we working something that is going to be part of the movie. It should be already running, but they called me the other day. They're going to start in February, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be about superstars of wrestling from Puerto Rico,
Okay.
and a personal book that I'm doing.
Nice.
It's in progress. Everything is in progress. But so the chemistry between Steve and me come because that, and we don't know. We don't know. You just do
I think
what
sometimes
we do.
you just match well with others, and
Brother.
sometimes you don't, right?
Also with Dustin. I work with Dustin as a Gold Dust, and we just connect right away.
Right. The chemistry was there.
Oh man, big time, big time.
Savio, I have to ask you, we've had, and I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but we've had Tony Atlas in the studio many times. He's definitely a close friend of the show, you say not. You tell us about the night of Bruiser Brody being murdered, please.
Well,
From your end.
I got a little clout on that because the movie and the book, and I signed with the people that
Okay.
doing it. Do not talk about all that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, but I could tell you a sad day, of course. Still till now that we're talking. Still a sad day. Still missing Frank. I call him Frank because Then later I met him and talked to him as a Frank, no Bruiser Brody. He ride in my car many times to take it to the towns. Last time, I could say this. Last time I was with him in my car. I live about 40 minutes from San Juan. The company office was right there in San Juan, so by the hotel is 10 minutes easy. So they called me to pick Frank, so I have to go 40 minutes there to take it to go to Ponce area, which is in the south area of the island. And I said yes. I never, I like to pick up the guys. I travel alone, so I pick him, pick Abdullah. But this day I pick Frank, and we went to Ponce. My English wasn't that great, but I understand and talk or whatever. Now, in the way back, we are talking, and he said to me, listen, you are a good talent. Don't stay in the island. You could go on the States and make it big and make more money. I'm like, okay. So I was thinking in my head, translate all that what he say in English in my Spanish, and I say, well, this is the guy that are gonna help me. I'm gonna ask him later to help me, to book me, because he know everybody. I don't know nobody.
Sure.
So, boom, the Gaga happened, and not because that I went like no, because first was him. When he arrived in Puerto Rico the first time, I was working as a security guard for the company.
Mm-hmm.
So when he arrived there, he come with the gimmick, us, yelling and moving here. Everywhere he moved, I was next to him. And knowing that day was nobody in the building, it was a TV taping, was a low house, I was next to him, taking care of him. And once they are in the dressing room, they safe, that's it. But I remember Frank, big time. I cried that man. I remember one time coming from the same town back home, and that's going to be in a movie. Driving back home. In this area now, they put another bridge here. They put another roads, whatever. But by that time, it was just you coming from Highway 52, you turn to 22. So I start crying. I was listening to music, and I start crying and cry. I can't even see. I can't see. I was crying big time, and I turned to 22 without looking, and I from the inside lane I went across the 3 lanes to the shoulder on the right side to stop because I can see. But I never turned to see it either. I remember I went just in and turned, and I stopped there and cried out. I mean, till I was relaxed. That's when I continue home. But sad, man.
So I know you can't talk about it, but Tony's been in here and he gives you credit for saving his life. Is there any anger? Is there any anger at Carlos Colon on your end over this thing at all? I know you can't get too in depth, but is there anger from you at Carlos Colon for what went on?
Well, Carlos, it's not anger against Carlos. If Carlos have an anger against me, that's his problem, not mine. But the day they there that day, if they know what's gonna happen, it's a 50-50 chance. I'm mad because that should never happen. If you got something against somebody, just talk over. If you cannot talk and you want to fight, just fight. Like 2 bulls, whatever. But the way that happened damaged the company, damaged wrestling in Puerto Rico, damaged the name of Puerto Rico.
For sure.
Damaged everybody.
For sure.
So I got mad too because when trial come out and the gaga they did there done, many people was start talking about the wrestler never come of that, which is true. Nobody talking behalf of Frank. I got mad because I talk and I say what I see. I cannot put words because it's a serious case, and I don't want to get myself caught in a lie.
Were you fearful for your own safety during this time period? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Never crossed my head neither.
Mm-hmm.
Because was an accident there. Well, not an accident.
Right.
Bullshit. But
Right.
Sorry.
Right. No, fair enough.
Curse.
Say what you want.
I never feel threatened, In that.
You did feel the urgency to get Tony off the island to help him get out of there, though.
No, what happened with Tony in that point is he want to talk to the police.
Okay.
But the police don't speak English.
Okay.
So when that happened, Invader 2, Soto, he speak good Spanish and English, and he was translated to the cop. The cops are inside the dressing room, and Tony was talking to them. This happened, blah blah blah, blah. And in one point, feel the tension in the dressing room because he was talking to the cops. Why not? I mean, a stab. No, he don't die there. A lot of people think that Brody died there.
Right.
No, they took him to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
They proceeded an operation.
Right.
And he passed through the night.
Correct.
And I was when I went to the building next day, because the show continued that night, because a lot of speculation. People start saying things that they don't happen there. When I arrived in the building next day, which is Mayagüez, to the west side of the island, and I arrived there, I just threw my bag in the dressing room. I went to the front to ask Isaac Rosario. He just passed away 2 months ago. And when I just went to him and said, what, do you know anything about Brody? He said he passed away. I just, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I just went sad, man. And I was across the building all the way to the dressing room. And I sit down right there. I was alone in that moment. Nobody there. And here come Carlos arrived, Jose Invader, and Jose Colon, Carlos' brother, and Jovica. They just arrived, and I said to Carlos, hey, do you hear the Brody passed away? He said, yeah, I hear that. And I'm like, and Invader was there like nothing happened.
How did Carlos seem about it?
He was kind of a worry.
Okay.
He was kind of a worry. Because...
You sense any grief from him? Emotionally, as you're looking at the man's face?
He was always the same. But,
really? Okay.
But what you see there is when something happened, when you're ready to do something, well, do it. The consequences is gonna, you're gonna pay the price of the consequences either way. Some way you're gonna pay, and that's when the conscience start eating you alive.
Yeah.
And that's it's no jail, no whatever. Your consequences is gonna kill you, because
your prison is your own conscience.
That's gonna be a hammer in your head.
Interesting.
Boom, boom, boom.
What was the fallout towards WWC from American wrestlers after Brody's murder?
That night, the second day, none of the guys arrived. Some of the guys left. Puerto Rico.
There you go.
Everybody pissed because when that happened, somebody went to the Hills dressing room and tell them that. Remember, I told you separate dressing room all the time. So somebody went to the Hills dressing room and explained them this happened. So I guess whatever they say, somebody, I don't know who, say whatever there. Everybody's like, but what happened? I mean, he's still alive, of course. So, okay, a fight between two guys, a knife was involved, and all right, he's alive. So the show went on. When he passed next day, that's when everybody said,
"That's it.
Go with this," and everybody left. By that time was no cell phones, no beepers, no nothing.
Yeah, of course.
Just so I went to the building. When I arrived there, I realized they canceled the show. Of course, nobody come.
Yeah,
cancel the show. I mean, that was to have a full house that day because outside was packed. People, arriving. But that damaged the company. That damaged wrestling till this day.
People are still talking about it.
Every day.
And the fans are still grieved over loss of
day.
Bruiser Brody.
I have a picture of Brody in my home. Even I call one of my dogs. I call it Brody. Log Frank. They tried to put him in the trial like he wasn't as a character. That he was like that crazy and this and how the hell he's gonna be like that? He was studied as a lawyer, so you're gonna be in court as a lawyer. Hush, look at me, hush.
Right.
It's like it's not common sense.
So Bruiser Brody, the man, couldn't be more different than his character in real life, is what you're saying.
Well, let me ask you. You said you knew Frank or Bruiser.
Well, I don't know big time, but I know he took me to buy pearl for my wife. He said, I know, you want to buy pearl? And this is in Japan. And I know a guy, and he took me there. And
But can I ask you this? He did have the reputation of going to every territory and really causing some issues within the territory. Did you hear that?
I don't see him. I hear that, way after all this happened. But they're in Puerto Rico. I never see him bitching about nothing. That's
Right.
He saved me one time working with him. I want to continue his gimmick and going outside and fight outside, brawling outside. So we went to the stands, and of course he's taller than me. He grabbed me by my neck. We are working outside in the stands, and he grabbed me by my neck. I remember and pushed me to the side. When he moved me to the other side next to him, I see this guy have a knife.
Wow.
Ooh. To cut me, an old man, because in Puerto Rico, those old men,
they take it serious.
They cut you.
So like back in the garden with the old time Italians, right?
And I remember that's Mocha, that's west side, and he grabbed me and put me to the side. I saw that, and right there he threw me inside the barricade. We go inside the ring and we go home.
Wow.
I have the chance to work with him there, work with him in Japan too. Work with him as a Thai team too with him. Man, I like the guy. Not because he passed, and he was a good people.
Yeah.
To me, he was a good people. If he was an ass, he never told me, you have the ability to work in the States. You could make it there. He saw something in me there that I don't see it. So, I have,
Well, obviously knew what he was talking about, right?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
All right, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with the great Savio Vega.
We shall return.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy, I just got the best hookup on tickets.
Fill me in.
I went to www.seatslinks.com and ordered the best tickets with the best prices.
Call 718-676-0504. SeatsLink, the complete ticket experience.
Tell them Charles sent you. In the mood for a freshly roasted cup of coffee? www.offtherailscoffeeroasters.com. You want to star in your own success? Call QuickCast. www.quickcast.com. 866-7-CAST-NOW. That's 866-7-CAST-NOW. QuickCast.
Start your own success.
Hey, ready then.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh, seen every Thursday, produced out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, New York. We understand that it's a Saturday, and we opened up with the great Mike Knox, which was an incredible interview. And it's just getting better as we have icon Savio Vega on the couch. Thanks again, Savio.
Yes,
what a
sir.
great story, and your mentions of the great Bruiser Brody, and thank you for sharing what you could.
But while we're on some WWE stuff here, let's switch back over. Savio, I got to ask you, one of your awesome feuds in the WWE was with Goldust. Did you have some influence on his character by any
Big
chance?
time.
Want to tell us about some of that?
Yes, big time. I say this many times. I remember Dustin dress, paint, and sit down right there. He's just sit down, and Monday, another Monday, and one day I said, "When you gonna work?" He say, "Well, they don't know what they're gonna do with my character."
The son of Dusty Rhodes is sitting there every
Yeah.
week with nothing to do.
And I said to him, I said to him, "What do you mean they don't have nothing for the characters?
Wait.
No, they don't know." I said, "Well, I know what I can do with you. Are you sure?" I says, "Yeah." "You mind if I tell Pat?" I said, "Tell him." So I just went eat something, and here come Pat. "Savio." He said, "Yes." "Dusty said that you have an idea how to work his character." I say, "Yes." I said, "Put it together. You're working tonight." I was off. I'm like, "Oh, you son of a gun." So I say, "Okay." And I just put a routine. I sit down with him first and I say, "This is the way I see your character. This is the way I produce this." What they tell you about the characters, well, but it's just like a statue, like a Oscar or something like that, I say, "Okay, well, you got the blonde gimmick. You look like a drag queen, So this is what I do, and I put together some movement. So we lock up, and I say, "You go behind. Soon you go behind. I'm gonna try to switch, and all of a sudden you're gonna let me go and start touching me. So when you that, halfway, just go here. So I'm gonna stop to see what the hell you doing. What I'm doing is transmit to the people what's going on with him. So soon he do that, I'm like, what the hell? I just put my face up, back up, and I said, "What the hell you touching me?" I'm gonna, it's like, okay. We come back the same. I said, "This time you're gonna do it from my face all the way to my feet." So when he's doing that, I just put there like I'm like what the hell? He's touching me, So I come back, "You son of a." So from there we start develop some spots for the character. We come up with the point in a character in where he was climbing the ropes, and I give him a kick in the leg. When he go down, I went for suplex him. He lock, punch me, and he like kissed me. But what happened here? He had the paint. So I said, "Don't ever kiss me. If you kiss me, I'm gonna knock you out." And what he do is he put his size in my face and look like all the pain is in my face.
Right.
Look like he kissed me.
Right.
So me fighting, I push him back and I take a bump in the middle of the ring. So I hear the people when he do the kiss. Oh, so what the heck? But we have fun. Dustin and me, we have fun. We have hell of a matches. I remember Connecticut. We have it's a lot of Puerto Ricans there. So every time I come, of course, Savio Vega from Puerto Rico, the Bronx. And I remember we have a hell of a match. People went up, down. We come back to the dressing room. Vince was there. He just come quiet. And he come and say, "What a match!" He shakes our hands. "What a match!" I say to him, "Put us in a pay-per-view." He never put me and Goldust in a pay-per-view. But he put Steve with me in WrestleMania, and that when Dustin with Roddy Piper,
Yeah, which was a great match.
They did the white van like
it was
OJ, all that gaga. But I put my intellectual wrestling.
Well, you mentioned twice now in this interview about Pat coming to you.
Oh yeah.
It seems like Pat had tons of trust in you, and obviously, I mean, God rest his soul.
Thank you for mentioning.
He was great,
Thank
but
you.
he knew.
Thank you for mentioning. That's what I in the post that I put about when he passed. I put that. I says, thank you for trusting me. He chose me to work with guys to see how they come. One of those guys too was JBL. You know, when JBL got his tryout, working with me, they put it with me. So I believe my work was either way. I could go like the water. I just adjust to whatever is and however do, and become on top with the good match. Stone Cold, Dustin, JBL. I worked with Rock. I worked with all those
I'm
guys.
so surprised, and God knows they need it. How you're not on part of the writing team? Have you ever been approached to become a writer?
No.
Shocking.
I learned a lot from them. When I was I work as an agent. An agent also for the show Super Astros in Español. We did 13 weeks, was great, but the business between the company and Univision don't work. And every Monday that I was off or before my match, I sit down in the gorilla position and put the headset of Vince. And I sit down and listen to the truck, listen to this and looking at the monitors and stuff like that. One day, somebody said, hey, they gonna tell you something about that. Don't do that. I said, well, till somebody say something to me,
Right.
I'm gonna stay here because I'm learning. One day Vince arrived, and I said, okay, this is it. And I get up, clean the headset. He said, no, stay there. I said, he's just like that. He said, stay there. I said, I just learning. I said, good, very good, stay there. And hey, I sit down and put the headset out again. So, well, the man say, stay there. So nobody else, shut the hell up.
Right.
You know. So I learned there. I went to the truck a few times, see the camera, see the way they produce, and I took all that to Puerto Rico when we did International Wrestling Association (IWA), and it was Victor Quiñones, Miguel Perez, one of the Boricuas, and me, and I put all that experience to work for us, and man, we've been success big time. I mean, we have sold out every weekend. No matter where we go, was 3 or 4 days sold out every week.
Any regrets on never getting the chance to hold a title in WWF? You were heavily decorated in Puerto Rico. I know you were 3-time Caribbean champ, 3-time Puerto Rican champ. You got plenty of belts down there. You had great legendary feuds with legendary guys. Any frustration about, for example, I was pissed. I felt you should have won King of the Ring, 95.
That was good.
You almost became Intercontinental champion. You had it, and then the same night they. Any regrets?
I believe, you know what? Maybe by that time not.
Okay.
Because I mean, they explain me, well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. You know, it's gonna be the same TV. So no problem. I remember we talked about today with some other guy about that. And when I win the title, the people went crazy. People just bought it. Yeah, happy. You know, a good guy win the belt. Here comes Gorilla Monsoon, rest in peace.
Here comes Gorilla.
This happened. The match, next week.
Right.
So next week he win the belt again and blah blah.
Right.
And talking to what is the name of the guy that we talk?
Mike Knox.
No. The one that was doing the life, the skinny guy. Whatever,
guy.
Pancho.
I don't know his name.
Pancho. Let's call him Pancho. Let's call him Pancho.
Pancho.
Pancho. I was talking to Pancho.
So what did Pancho have to say?
Okay. Oh, sorry. And Pancho says, I saw that when you win the title, and I was happy. Like
Right.
you say,
Yeah.
I was happy because you winning. Then they took the title away. I was mad. I say, but you know what? You are one of those wrestlers in that company that don't need belt,
Yeah.
like a Roddy Piper.
That's right. You're one of those illustrious guys. I put you on a level with Jimmy Snuka. Same type of deal, right? Didn't need a belt, but nice to put a belt on you.
Well,
You know what I mean?
when I left, they make 20 million belts, and everybody have a belt because the toys have to be selling.
Speaking of belts, right? So you were you were there during that beginning of the Monday Night War, and in it. Can you fill us in on what kind of problems you might have had with the Clique? Because obviously, Michaels and the rest of that crew were an issue.
Yeah.
Did they cause you any issues?
But before that, I don't regret nothing there, because my way through the company was to do what I did. If they have in mind to push me to another level, and I don't did what I supposed to did, or don't what is it called? I was a bad boy, so to speak. But then nobody come and sit down with me and say, okay, this is a plan for Savio Vega.
Right.
So knowing that it's a plan for you, you focus on something now.
Sure.
But I was just there to do my matches, get my money, travel, be a good guy, and
But you also were a catalyst. Think about it. You were a catalyst for Goldust, who ended up being one of the
Stone Cold.
great characters.
And
Stone Cold Steve
Cold.
Austin, right?
they all, and well, most of the percentage of them, and millionaires, and I'm broke. That's part of the deal.
Well, so that goes to my point. So here you are. Pat Patterson loves you clearly. Vince loves you clearly.
Yep.
Here's the Clique. Here's Sean. What kind of issues did they cause you?
I'd love to know.
Did you have any problems with Sean?
They
Were you
clearly,
ever,
they
know?
clearly
No,
caused enough.
Sean was out because you know what? That's what I told Sean the other day. I said, Sean, we never worked, you and me, because it's a picture in where it was a battle royal or something like that, and you see Quang like tossing him over the top, the top, but I have a match with him never, because he hurt his back and he was out for almost a year or something like that. He was out, and he was, fighting the new contract and stuff like that with Vince. I remember, but I never worked with him. I never have a dispute with him.
Did the Clique? Were they the reason why that group of friends, your special group of friends, Taker, Yokozuna, Fuji, well, you, all of them, was that the reason why you guys seemed the common ground to bond together to deal with people like the Clique?
I believe was the BSK was formed first.
Okay.
Then the Clique happened when one day they just got together, and now Sean have the ear of Vince, of course.
Right.
Taker have it too, but Taker was a calm down man. He wasn't aggressive, and nothing like that. Don't say that the Sean was aggressive, but he was more aggressive in position,
Sure.
in that and all that stuff.
He was a real politician.
Hey, so you have the rest of the crew. We are just natural wrestlers, never get in trouble with nobody. Was kind of a heat there, but none to the point of big fight. Maybe Razor, he had me in WWF. Then later he wanted me to get fired. Why? Because I was heat with the Clique and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we are going to, I believe, Europe somewhere, and we went to the second floor of the plane. It's a good story. So, most of I say I want to go to the second floor. I want everybody away from me. I want to sleep. So all of a sudden, the second floor is full of guys, and plane took off, and I always took my nap. I'm gone. I'm out. And now they turned the lights on, and I just hear people laughing. Far away.
Uh-oh.
Wake him up, and when I wake up, I have Dave Hebner right in my face in the seat in front of me, laughing at me. Ah! And I turn around, here's Paul Bearer. Look at me. Took a picture. He took 2 pictures. They're at home somewhere.
What did they do to
And
you?
when I wake up, I say, "Oh my God, they got me." I just went to my eyebrows. I said, "Oh, okay, they here." So he said, "Look at you." I said, "I can see it." So I get up, went to the bathroom. When I look, I have lipstick like this, like a clown.
They made you gold dust.
Yeah, they making me
They made you a gold dust.
funny, and I laugh. I told you, I laugh. I say, "You mother." So I don't know who did it. So I sit down, I clean myself, and I start laughing, and I say, "Okay, who did it?" No, nobody. Everybody was like big cafe. No, nobody want to say nothing. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? And nobody want to say nothing because it was heat. And even the agents, no, nothing happened. Oh, don't worry. Somebody come to me and say, "Okay, I just want to tell you this." I say, "What? Who is not in their seat?" And I just scan, and when I scan, I went, "Okay, Razor and 123 Kid." I say, "Okay." And in front of them was Honor and Diesel. And they have their ponytails, And now I got mad. And I just looked for them in the whole plane. I went to the second floor to look for them all the way to the back. I say, "Where are these son of a-" I said, "They can go out." So I went all the way to the end next to the bathroom in the steward seats. They're both going like this. And I just stopped. I never went close to. I just see them there. I say, "All right, I know you're gonna come back to your seats." And I went back to my seat. Sit down. Turn off the lights, and here they come. They sit down right there too. I said, "Okay, just wait a little bit till they passed out." And exactly, they just went. I get up, get my halibut, open it, get my foam, and get some scissors. And I bring that out, and I just went to start chopping 123 Kid's hair and Razor's ponytail.
Oh no!
A little bit here, a little bit there. Not all, just here, there, cut a little bit. And I put the foam all over them. Those jelly foam that start taking time. I just I remember I come into my seat to put my stuff back, and who's looking at me like old is Tony Garria.
Yeah.
He's the agent. He's looking at me, and I look at him and say, "You don't see nothing." He's like, "Don't worry." So I put my stuff back in Hollyberg, put it back, and I just watch. Now I'm up. I need to sleep. I'm up. I don't know how long it took. Razor get up, went to the bathroom, which is right there, and he started from the bathroom. "Oh no! Oh no! Oh!" I'm like, "Oh shit! Now the shit is on." So he's like yelling, "No! No!" He come out of the bathroom with the napkin and the hair on top, and he's looking what they did to me. Oh my God! And he wake up everybody. Everybody was kind of sleeping. He wake up everybody. I remember Honor and Diesel. They just jump in their ponytails. They start touching their ponytails.
Yeah, making sure they were.
Oh, yeah, but they don't do nothing, so they're clean. And Kid wake up, and he's like this. When he feel the foam and all that, now hair's coming down. He's like, "Oh, you got me too," and he start laughing.
He's laughing.
But Razor took it serious.
Right.
So he took it big time back.
No, he can dish it, but he can't take it.
Oh,
Very
he was
Surprise.
Yeah,
furious.
what a shock.
And
Hey,
who
yo.
did it? Who did it? Now everybody's like quiet. Everybody was kayfabe.
Right.
They kayfabe him the whole tour.
Nice.
I don't know how long we there. Now when back to the States, that's when somebody told him, what happened. So they went to we are this day in Stanford. Vince make a big meeting with all the talent about some issues, and on the restaurant is chairs here, tables here, was like a wall of flowers and stuff like that, and tables on the other side. Yokozuna is sitting here. Yokozuna here the whole conversation on how they are master plan my fire to get me fired.
Wow.
Oh.
Next day, Yoko come to me and say, "Listen, last night," and he told me everything. What happened? He say, "I went to their table and tell him, you son of a bitch, you want to get fired, this guy, which is taking, food for his family.
Over a prank that you just
so
returned
a
serve
stupid
on.
thing, and you want to
Right.
get him fired?
Ridiculous.
You're not good. He went off on them.
Good.
From that day on was heat right there.
The dividing line
Oh.
had been drawn. Interesting.
Was heat there. And
Interesting.
well, if you see through the years, who have more what is it called? More participation in WWE, the Click or the BSK?
Right.
So
That had to be rough for you emotionally. He helped bring you in, and then he tried to get you out of there.
because of stupid thing. Then
That's
and
unbelievable.
then we talk about it. You got my ponytail. Hey, that's hair. That growing
Did
back.
you guys ever talk about it?
Oh yes.
You did.
And he even after he finished WWF, he was in the hospital one of the days, and I was in Orlando,
Okay.
and I went to the hospital to see him.
Wow.
He's
Okay,
my
there you go.
friend. I work with him in
Right.
Puerto Rico. He
Right.
got me a job.
Sure.
Was the stupid thing, Why are you gonna hold that grudge in me?
All right, Savio, we
I
only
don't-
got about 1 minute.
Yes.
I want to give the Pharaoh one final question, and then we'll just shoot Eric Sims in here real quick. You got time, Eric? And then, but thank you for this incredible
Thank you
interview.
very much.
Final question there, Pharaoh?
Alrighty, you know what? Let's throw by him what we threw by Noxie earlier today. Who, in your opinion, is the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling? I got to pick 4 people that best represent to you the history of this business. Who are the 4 faces, if you
Wow.
can?
Oh, I put there, of course, Harley Race.
Harley Race,
I put Flair there.
Flair,
That's 2 of my favorite. I put Brody.
Brody.
Oh yeah. And
Got one more.
Savio Vega.
Savio Vega.
That's it,
on
baby.
the, there we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
there we go.
Eric Sims, come on in and real quick and promote yourself.
I like that Mount
There's
Rushmore.
no
I
B,
love
that's
it.
your cult hero. ESS is here. All
What's
right.
happening?
Once again, back on Monty and the Pharaoh,
Yeah.
one of my favorite places
Yeah.
to be. And, of course, touring with Savio Vega. 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we are over at the Wrestling Universe. That's in Queens, Comac, Long Island on
The new
Jericho Turnpike.
The new location.
We'll be at the Wrestling Universe's new store in Comac on Jericho Turnpike. Then from 6 to 8, we're in Queens.
Well, I just want to say one thing, Savio. You're going to the Comac store.
You'll like it.
You'll love it. It's
You're
going
gonna
to
like
be
it.
crazy busy.
It's
All
beautiful.
right.
You're going to have
area,
a
too.
great time.
You'll like it.
Then the tour never ends. We're going up to Connecticut, and we will be at the M&J Video and Collectible stores tomorrow from 11 to 2 or so over there. That's in Southington, Connecticut. So I want everybody to come out and join me. I'm going to be there, and so should you.
All right, I want to thank Eric Sims, and I want to thank the great Savio Vega.
Thank you.
Sir, for an
Thank you.
incredible interview.
Yes, sir.
And if I could just give a quick shout out for a podcast out there, Pro Wrestling Defined. You can catch them on the YouTube channel, Podbean, and Spotify. This guy does a great show, and I thought,
Fair enough.
I'd give him a shout out. I think
Sounds
I love
good.
his work.
Love
Again,
it.
Savio Vega,
Thank
you
you.
are a gentleman, sir. You
Thank
are an
you.
icon, and you know what? You deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore. of
I'm getting the
wrestlers.
chisel. I'll be right back.
All right. This is Mike Monty.
This is the Pharaoh, and until next time, later.
www.